Let's make a seafood chowder. I just got back from our local superstore and I purchased these two beautiful lobsters. As you can see, they're alive, and believe you me, I would not stick my finger in either one of those claws, or it just would hurt, and hurt a lot. So anyway, what I'm going to do with these two lobsters, I'm going to put them in boiling water, and I'm probably only going to put about 2 inches of water in the pot with some coarse salt and let them boil for about 20 minutes. And when they're finished, I'll take them out and put them in cold water. And when they're cooled down, I'm going to salvage as much meat as I can out of these two lobsters and prepare it for making our seafood chowder. We have special guests coming tomorrow night, and I want to make them the best seafood chowder they've ever had. As you can see, they're boiling away, starting to turn color. I put a little handful of salt in there. I've already put the salt in, but this is about the amount that I put in. And I'm sure that'll do it. As you can see, I spilled it all over the stove. But I'm going to let them go for about 20 minutes, and we'll have a look at them after that. I picked up fresh cod. This is true cod. You can use different types of fish if you like, but I've always used haddock on the East Coast, but here on the West Coast I use the true cod. And what I do, this was fresh. I purchased this fresh, but I always freeze my fish. I always put it in a pack. If I'm going to keep it for a long time, of course I vacuum pack it, but knowing that I was going to use this right away, I just stick it in a plastic bag and food bag and freeze it, and it'll be ready, thawed out, be easy to cut. And we're not going to use this right now. This will be the very last thing that goes in the chowder is the fish. Okay? It's cooling down time. They've been in there for 20 minutes or a little better. I'm going to take them out now and put them in cold water. I think what I'll do probably is just leave them right in the same pot and just let cold water run over them, and that will cool them down. But as you can see, they're a nice red color, so they're done. There's a little better look at them. As you can see, they're nice and bright and red, and we're going to cool them down and prepare the meat. Okay, here we go. Just going to start pulling them apart, and this won't take long. Put that over there. Pull the tail off. Most of the meat's in the claws and the tail, and as you can see, I pull those things off too. Those little claw things. Oh, these are going to be good. There. Now what I'll do is I'll just take a knife and crack the claws. Some people tend to use different methods, but I find, the easiest way is the old-fashioned way. There's a chunk of meat. There might be a little bit of bone in there, but nope, no bone. So he goes in there, and the tail, you can just push it through if you like that. And what I do is I clean anything that's in there that you don't want to eat, and that goes in there. I'm going to be chopping this up into smaller pieces for the chowder, but this is just to give you some idea of how I do it. Doesn't mean it's right, but it's the way I do it, and I've been doing it ever since I was a child. I grew up in the commercial fishing industry on the east coast of Canada, so I used to take, I'm going to tell you a little story. Can you believe it? I used to take these lobster sandwiches to school when I was a young boy, and trade them for peanut butter and jam sandwiches. Wow, things have come full circle, I guess. So anyway, I won't bore you with any more of my stories, but as you can see, I'm going to clean all the meat out of this and prepare. I'll show you how to prepare it, or how I prepare it for making the chowder. Now I'm going to take the onion and the 2 potatoes. I may not use all the potato, but what I'm going to do is chop them all up in little pieces, of course, and wash them all off first. Chop them up, and that'll go in the into the soup broth, which is probably going to be a bit of water, some salt and pepper, and that kind of thing. But anyway, that's what we're going to do right now. So here we go. Now I did mention that I was going to use 2 potatoes and 1 onion. I decided that the potatoes were quite large, so I'm just going to use the one potato and a half of onion, and you can see that everything is chopped up. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the potatoes going to go into the pot. It's going to go in the pot like that, and of course the most important thing to do is make sure you have clean hands and before you do this. And I'm just going to have enough water in the pot that's going to cover the onion and the potato. But what I'm going to do is saute the onion a little bit, just to soften it up a little bit, and does a better job. So as you can see, there's the water. See the starch in the potato. So we'll set that on the stove for now. And what I'm going to do is saute the onion. And then after I finish sauteing the onion, what we'll do is put that in with the potato, and we're going to bring that to a little bit of a boil, simmer. And when the potato's soft, then the fish goes in. But we won't put that fish in. That'll be the last time we'll go in. First, what we'll do is we'll take the lobster and chop that up in small pieces and fry that up a little bit with some half and half or cream and butter. Okay. So what we're going to do is break up the lobster meat, as I had said before, in little chunks. Not too small, because you want people to be able to get the full flavor of the lobster. So you want the piece big enough that that they're going to taste it. And then, of course, like I said before, we'll throw it in the frying pan and cook it for just sort of sear it up a little bit with some half and half. I think I'm going to use half and half today. I notice I still have there is a little cream in there. We can put some of that in, thicken it up if we need to. But the potato and the onions have been sauteed, and they are going to turn the heat on here and simmer away. There we go, a little bit of butter, a little bit of oil in the pan. Then what we'll do now is throw in the lobster and let it, oh boy, let it sear a little bit. This will really be nice when it's heating up a little bit. Put a little bit of pepper in there. I put a fair amount of salt in, so there's probably enough salt already. You can always add more salt. You'll be able to taste the flavor when the chowder's done. If you need more salt, just add more salt and let it, just simmer a little bit longer. I'm going to pull out the half and half. Now this is going to give it this will give it that rich color that we're looking for. You can see the color already starting to manifest, I guess. So that's what the top of your chowder is going to look like when it's ready. Now I gotta get the potato going, but this will give you some idea of what the chowder will look like. And we're going to boil the potatoes and the onions, and then we'll apply the rest of the ingredients. You can see the potato and onion boiling there. The best way that I find, this has been going for about 5 minutes, that's all. And I find the best way to do it is just take a piece of potato out and check it. You know, find out if it's soft enough to... I'll give it another minute and it'll be just right. Here's the cod. It's all chopped up. I'll just set it on top there so you can see it. The cod is all chopped up into small pieces, and that's going to go into the with the potatoes and the carrots. I said that it was the last thing to go in. Well, it is. It's the last cooked thing or uncooked thing to go in, because the lobster has already been you know, seared up. So that's ready to go in, and we'll put that in last. But we're going to put the fish in now, and I'm just going to use my fingers here. They're all clean. Make sure of that. And this is only going to take maybe, I don't even know if it probably 10 minutes to cook the fish. The whole idea, of course, is to let it simmer for a while, you know, an hour. Or, I always like to prepare it the day before. The day before I'm going to use it, and then just warm it up the next day. It seems to, the flavor seems to be much stronger, and when I say strong, I don't mean in a bad way, in a positive way. So we'll just mix the fish in with the potatoes and onion, and we'll let that cook for a little bit, and then we're going to throw in we'll put the lobster that we seared. Now this is what your chowder would look like. The chowder would look like if we didn't put the lobster in. You notice how it's sort of a blandy color, a little bit of yellowish in it, but quite bland. So let's put in the lobster and see what the results will be then. I don't see much change in it right now, but it will pick up a more of a orangey type color, you know, as it simmers a little bit and sets, so that the flavors tend to move around a bit. So anyway, there's your that's what we call a seafood chowder. You can see the yellow starting to come now, or I should say the orange. I want to get everything in there because I want that color, and I want that nice and really rich looking. As you can see it starting to come to light. I'll just stir it in a little more. I'll let it set, and you'll notice that that it's turning the color we want. Whoop. There's your seafood chowder. In this chowder, there's potato, there's onion, there's butter, there's a bit of oil, there's salt, there's pepper, there's also lobster meat. Wow. And true cod. A lot of cod in there. That's what makes the makes fish chowder so nice, is the cod. So we're going to let this simmer a little bit. We're going to check it every once in a while to see how the flavor is, and if we feel it needs more salt. Usually what happens, you think, you know, that it doesn't taste salty enough, but normally what'll happen when you're ready to eat it, you'll find that the flavor's there, and you will get that nice salt flavor. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be serving this sometime tomorrow evening. All the best. You can also finish your bowl of fish chowder up with a little bit of dried parsley.